Welcome to Northern Michigan Update. I'm State Senator Jason Allen, and today we have a former colleague, now Director of the Department of Agriculture, Donnie Koivisto. Nice to have you here, a Youper, and then I also have family farm in Ellsworth that you've rented out for a long time, and a small farm. And congratulations on your new position.
Well, thank you. I can't think of any department that I wanted to work with more than the Agriculture Department. I'm very excited to be there, and this has always been one of my interests. You know, first of all, I grew up in a rural area. I grew up in the Western UP, and then now I live in Northern Michigan in the Ellsworth area, which is also very rural. So that's been in my blood for a long time. That's the kind of living that I enjoy, places where I like to live, and I'm just real happy to be involved with ag. I think there's a lot of exciting things happening in that department.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the department. I know we've struggled in the state with a lot of budget challenges and sort of the things going on, but agriculture seems one of the bright spots, and a lot of it is because of the good stewardship that's occurred. How many employees do you have? Sure. What are the different departments? What are the types of things? Sure.
We do a variety of things. First of all, we have 552 employees at the moment, and we have people in the Lansing office, but also there's a lot of field people. We do things such as food inspection, animal health, pest control, emergency management services. There's 9 different divisions that we have that are in the ag department, and each one of them has a particular role. That's one of the best things that we've had with ag, is we've had seasoned people in that department. And I also have always felt that the department's been solution-oriented, where we try to work on issues as they come up and try to do our regulatory role, but at the same time understand that it's in everybody's best interest if we can work those kind of problems out. We have a regional office in your district in Traverse City, and I'll be going to that on Monday afternoon.
Oh, good.
And visiting the field staff. I just started on September 5th. So part of what I need to do is to get around and see where all of our operations are, and meet all of our field people who do such a good job. And the Traverse City visit is scheduled for Monday.
Very good. So you've got the regional offices, Traverse City. Do you have any like in the UP, any in the eastern part of the state?
Well, one in Escanaba, and then Grand Rapids, Southfield. I don't exactly know exactly where we have each one right at the moment, but we'll be getting to all of them.
Now, the way that those offices work is that they would have like people that are involved with the different inspections, that add support so that they're able to be out in the field and connecting with the areas that they're regulating?
Correct. They do a lot of the implementation work of the department and the inspection work and the permitting work. They're the field people. They're out there working with farmers or people with agriculture interests, with the manufacturers, or in the food division, the food and dairy division. They do the inspections with stores all across the state. We inspect 60,000 food establishments across the state for safety, and when there's a recall issued by the feds, by the USDA, we end up doing a lot of the audit work to try to make sure that the wishes are carried out and those products are taken off the shelf, those that are deemed to be unsafe or where there's a problem. So we do inspection work, preventive work, and then at the same time, the regional offices do what promotion work they can as well. So that's part of what we do. We are one of the few departments that have both a regulatory role and an advocacy role. And we much prefer the advocacy role, but the regulatory role is necessary too. So.
Go back with the recalls, you know, people have read a lot about the Chinese issues, and I assume our Michigan food products are in a lot better shape just because of the standards that are in place. But how does the process of recall goes? Are you involved with some of these types of things that are the Chinese issues?
Yes, our role is not to issue the recall. The recall is issued by the federal government, but our role is for implementation and assistance with them. We don't have the sole responsibility, but we have the audit responsibility. We get notification from them right away that so-and-so product is being recalled, and then our people are part of the field staff along with the federal staff that make sure that the product is removed from the shelf and that the stores are notified. We follow up as well with what the federal government has done on the notification. So sometimes it's just wise to double check. You mentioned Michigan products. want to do one thing during this interview, if I could initiate that part
Sure.
of it.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and that part is we can play such a major role with everything that's happening with problems with imports and with Michigan's economy if we simply will promote Michigan products. It's so good to see farm markets out there, a lot of the stores selling fresh agriculture products. And we can make this work as consumers in this state. If we do our share of purchasing and making a conscious effort to purchase Michigan-based products, we're really helping our economy. If each family spends $10 a year purchasing Michigan products, that translates into $37 million into Michigan's economy. Of course, hopefully some will spend more than the $10 on Michigan products. But there's a whole variety out there, and we can all, as a state, that's one simple thing we can do. We have the freshest produce, the best produce, the best agriculture products. So why not make it a little bit of an effort to purchase those products here?
Do you have, like, in your website a place where that if I wanted to buy, whether it be canned products or fresh, besides the farmers markets, because I know that there's just a breadth of them from, where we live all the way up to Sault Ste. Marie. They have wonderful farm markets over to Rogers City. But is there a place that if I want to preference buying Michigan-made or Michigan processed foods, is there a place I can find that?
There's a Buy Michigan segment on the website, and we are in the process of looking at expanding that. That's kind of why I wanted to launch into that right now, because that's one of the things we're going to do. I would love to be running around this state promoting Michigan agriculture, and that's one of the main things I want to do. Not only with our produce that we're talking about right now, but also in biofuels and renewable energy and all these other job growth areas that we have such a huge ability to act on right now. Agriculture is number 2 in the state as far as industry goes, but we are the bright star, we are the growth area, and we really have a potential to advance over the next decade here. And that's one thing I want to make sure during my term as Ag Director is that we've done everything possible to make agriculture as good as we can. And I think we have an opportunity step by step, nothing dramatic overnight, but step by step to really advance our industry.
You talked a little bit about the diversity of the Michigan product and the $37 additional million if every family went to a farm market or whatever. Now, from what I have read, we have one of the top 5 most diverse breadths of food produced and agriculture products produced in the United States. What are some of the more unique ones?
We produce 200 different commodities in Michigan, and we are second only to California. We are 5th in some products, 6th in another, and 7th in that range in many different commodities that we produce. But I just spoke to the Future Farmers Group of America last night at MSU, and one of the things I told the young people that were present there was just the opportunity that we have in Michigan to find a niche, an agriculture niche, and make that your lifelong career. It won't happen with everybody involved, but there is certainly an opportunity. For instance, the wine industry. That's big in northern Michigan. That's just expanding by leaps and bounds. We can do our share to purchase Michigan wine. That's one example. People don't realize that even in an area like mint, you wouldn't think Michigan is big in mint. We're number 1 in mint, and we grow that in the Kalamazoo area. There's a lot of farming operations based on there that grow that particular product and process it, and it's used in everything from tea on down the line where mint is used. So then we have your standards, your livestock, your crops. A lot of the crops that are associated now with feeding the ethanol market. We are making more advances in that respect too. Not only do we need to maintain the ethanol production that we have, but we're looking at other areas as well, because there's going to be a capacity to a degree on how much ethanol production we can do in this state.